All right, beautiful people. It is midnight on the East Coast and 8 a.m. in Palestine, and you are watching 24 Hours for Palestine. We have had so many words, so many brilliant, beautiful words throughout this live stream. We're going here where I am into the wee hours, and we figured it would be time to have some music and to get to meet some musicians, maybe musicians you already know about and follow and love, or maybe musicians that you are just getting to know, or this might be your first introduction to these brilliant folks. So we have a couple of live musicians joining us, including Zafer, Tawil, who is working out his iPhone right now. Hey, Zafer.
Hi guys,
Welcome.
thank you for having me.
And a little bit later, we're gonna have Clarissa Bitar. This is like our live Zoom studio session happening here, and then we're also gonna share some videos, music videos that some musicians who couldn't be with us live sent in and want to share with you. So it's going to be a wonderful session. First, let me tell you a little bit about Zafer, and then you'll get to know Zafer a little bit, and we'll hear some music. So Zafer Tawil is a Palestinian musician, truly a virtuoso on many instruments: oud, qanun, violin, and Arabic percussion. He performs across the U.S. and in the Middle East, exploring the boundaries of Arab music, often in collaborations, concerts from classical Indian to Persian music, as well as jazz fusion, also theater. Zafer has been a wonderful collaborator on several theater projects with Art to Action, and I know many others. And also was featured as a performer in the Oscar-nominated film Rachel Getting Married. Zafer teaches workshops on Arab music at institutions across the U.S. And Zafer, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
It's great to see you always. Tell us a little bit about your music and where you're from in Palestine.
So they're both connected. I'm from a little town, a little village south of Jerusalem. It's called Silwan, and it's actually Israel have their eyes on it because it's right to the door of the. It's right next to the door that takes you to the crying wall, and it's an Arabic village, and they just renamed it like 5 years ago as David Town. It became from Silwan to David Town, and there's maybe I would say 20 to 30 houses that they have snipers on top of it, that either they took it because someone had taxes on them owning the city and they take it, and all of a sudden an American family blonde, they have blonde hair, and they come and they're all of a sudden in the middle of the village with a sniper on top and security all the time. And Silwan, it's really a sensitive place because always things happen because you know religious and right wing Jews, they come to the that area a lot, and they have guns and many shootings and huge problem. But I was lucky; I lived on the other side, a little farther. Thank God. We had also, depend. I grew up in the first Intifada, first revolution when the stones were happening. It's in the like 90, beginning of the 90s. And it stayed like for 10 years. Then Oslo Agreement happened, the peace process. But before that, it was the Intifada, first Intifada, where we grew up with, tear gas, many arrests to the village. It was intense. There was at some point kids like my age, my generation, in jail more than ones who's outside. So if you go to jail, you're happy because you're gonna see all the guys inside,
Mhm.
you know. And it was, we didn't know how horrible it is, because we live in it. You're in it, so you don't know. You don't imagine like other places how they live. You just know your reality.
Right. And what for you, what was the role of music and becoming a musician in the middle of all of this?
So there's a period of my life when I was around 14, below 14, that it was a very Palestinian Zafer, you would say. I used to throw stones on the daily basis. Yes, and there's 1 week where my father came to the Mascobiyeh. This is the Israeli jail in Quds, in Jerusalem, and all week he came every day. They would come take me, and I would be there. Then he would pay money, 3 days. But that month, actually, he was there all the time. It was just before the Intifada ended and the agreements started. And then he said enough of because also Andrea, the schools were closed. The like where a demonstration happens in the school and the Israeli army will come and close it for 4 months. 4 months. The teachers anyway, they would come. They used to come from the West Bank, like Al Khalil, Hebron, mostly Hebron, because we live closer to Hebron than Ramallah. Silwan, it's south of Jerusalem. Even our village on Hebron Road, Beit Lahem, Tarik Beit Lahem. So Tori Silwan, it's right there next to this, south of the old city of Jerusalem. And, he said, enough, I'm going to introduce you to this friend. And he knew I had liking into music because I asked him if I can learn how to play the piano once. And then he told me, I have this friend, maybe you like it, because he used to teach. My father is a teacher in Sit Hind al Husseini. It's this woman who created a school for orphanage girls from the Nakba. Her name is Hind al Husseini. They did a movie about her. Director Giuliano, his name, I don't know his name. The movie got attention for a minute, and it kind of, because it's about this Palestinian woman, it didn't take much attention, And so he taught there, and next to that area, it's such a beautiful area. It's in the end of Shari' Salah ad-Din Street in Jerusalem. I don't know, for people who's familiar with the city, if they can imagine, next to the American colony. So that area it has this school. Actually, the American colony building was bought from the Husseini family that this woman is from. Her name is Hind.
Wow.
She donated the building, her house, her father's house, to the school. And she built another building, and she had like 300 orphanage girls that they came from all over Palestine, and to study and sleep in the school. And so next to that school there was also the Palestinian National Theater. And my teacher, his name is Mustafa Al-Kurd. He's a man with a beard, with a big shami, I don't know, moral, you say?
More, yes.
And a beret and short. He's nice. He helped me, and this guy was expelled to Germany for writing a song in the Intifada. Hat Sikka. I might sing it actually, that song. Maybe not. We'll see. He was expelled for 10 years. Then he met a woman, German woman over there, and she did a case with a lawyer, Israeli lawyer. She works for people. She usually defend Palestinian people who were expelled or something. She's like on the left, and if I think this Helga, she with Liat Semel, her name, they did a case and he won. He came back.
Wow, that's quite a story.
Yeah, he came back and he opened a small music school. Was next to the Palestinian Masrah al-Hakawati at the time, the Stories Theater. And I was lucky to fall in that corner. So my father brought me there. And I met this guy, and you go inside. At the time when I met him, he used to make coffee. These spirito things, they have three legs. He used to
Yes.
Arabic coffee. Oh my God. It smelled so good to me as a kid. And that was the beginning of the musical story and the theater and, like meeting art. For me, I was around 14, something like that. And I fell in love with it because it's so much fun. For me to watch, I don't know, for the people who were creating it, we used to do this puppet theater. I think I told you about it once, that we do like a procession in Shara Salahuddin Street and in the old city. Then we come to the theater, and then the festival starts. You go there and you watch puppet theater. It was one of the best puppet shows I saw. I saw the most amazing puppet plays in my life in that festival. I still remember till today.
Wow.
Yeah,
Thank you for these stories are so vivid in helping us, those of us who've never been there, like myself, to
yeah,
see it through your eyes. And thank you for naming your teachers. I think that that's so important. And
yeah,
it's the way, so much of the arts is oral history, and it's the way that we remember and are remembered. And I thank you for naming them and telling us about them. And also, thank goodness that your father was such a wise man that he got you into the arts, and we have you now.
yeah.
So you're gonna play some songs for us, yes? And you mentioned maybe some from your teacher.
Yes, from my teacher. He was a composer, and he was an iron worker too before. But then he saw Dawood when he used to tell me these stories how he got himself into music. Because in the beginning he was an iron worker making doors and windows. Then somebody showed him Dawood, and he fell in love with Dawood. Normally, the barbers in Palestine, they're Dawood players, many of them. But in this case of my teacher, he's the iron worker. I'm gonna sing for him a song called عندي حكاية. I have stories about بلدي. عندي حكاية عن بلدي by him. عندي حكاية، 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 عندي حكاية عن بلدي، عن بلدي، عن القناطر والدكاكين، عن القناطر والدكاكين، عن القناطر والدكاكين، عن القناطر والدكاكين والجوامع والكنايس والمآذن. يا سمعين، يا سمعين، بلدي يا سلم خوخ معطر، بلدي يا سلم خوخ معطر، حروب وجيوش قدام وعبيد، بلدي يا ريحة طول وعنبر، بلدي يا ريحة لوز وعنبر، عندي حكاية عندي حكاية عندي حكاية عندي حكاية عندي حكاية عندي حكاية عن بلدي عن بلدي بلدي صوت أرجيدي بلدي صوت أرجيدي بكور وروزة بكور وروزة بكور وروزة بكور وروزة طربوش جديد 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 شئتك يا بلدي يا بلدي عشقتك حطيتك في قلبي من يوم ما شفتك عشقتك يا بلدي يا بلدي عشقتك حطيتك في قلبي من يوم ما شفتك تصور من سرك ما صعد دربك يا هدية يا بلدي يا بلدي أنا بأمرك يا أمرك تصور من سرك ما صعد أمرك يا هدية يا بلدي أنا بأمرك أنا بأمرك يا أمرك أنا بأمرك. So this was عندي حكاية and have it's a song that Mustafa Al-Kurd composed.
Can you tell us a little bit about the meaning of the song for non-Arabic speakers?
Yes, so the song عندي حكاية عن بلدي. I have stories about my homeland عن القناطر والدكاكين. About the قناطر, it's the what's Kantara. The Kantara is in the old city of Jerusalem. There's the Kantara. It means that it's like a half. You know, the buildings they have like
The dome.
a dome, kind of a dome, but you walk underneath it. And have
Arch.
a window with an arch.
Yes.
Out of all the houses and all the building. And usually there's a window with like plants and flowers. And عندي حكاية عن بلدي عن القناطر about these arches. We call them قنطرة. and these shops. عندي حكاية عن القناطر عن الدكاكين. بلدي, my country is the smell of خوخ, of beaches. البلدية ريحة خوخ and عنبر is amber, you know. Yes. بعدين بكور روزا, two names that him. بعدين it says like Tarbush, it talks about Tarbush, because in Jerusalem in the 20s they used to wear Tarabish because it was part of the Ottoman Empire. and things like that, like elements from Palestine, about the bread, about Jerusalem specifically.
That's beautiful. Would you like to share another song with us?
Yes, he also.
Oh, Zafer, can you hold the instrument up so that folks at home can see? Oh, it's so beautiful. Yes.
So this is the oud, my oud, one of my favorite ouds, my favorite ouds, and it's made by a Turkish maker, but it's made Arabic style because it have different measurements.
Great.
And call it oud. It's made all out of wood.
It's beautiful.
Yes. And I'll sing something. I don't know what to sing. I'm thinking. Maybe I'll sing. So there's a song that I think this is the song he was expelled out of the country for.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Says, good. هاتي السكة هاتي المنجل اوعى بيوم عن أرضك ترحل اوعى بيوم عن أرضك ترحل هاتي السكة هاتي المنجل هاتي السكة هاتي المنجل اوعى بيوم عن أرضك ترحل اوعى بيوم عن أرضك ترحل شجرات بلاد اللي عم تدبر وشبابها قاعدين مرتاحة شجرات بلاد اللي عم تدبر وشبابها قاعدين مرتاحة والسكر عن برد بيرحل والسكر عن برد بيرحل والغالي عيونه دباحة هاتي السكة هاتي المنجل هاتي السكة هاتي المنجل اوعى بيوم عن أرضك ترحل اوعى بيوم عن أرضك ترحل قوم يا محمد واسقي الزرع ازرع واجمع عيد المجد قوم يا محمد واسقي الزرع اجمع وانصد عيد المجد احصد زرعك واجمع قمحك صحي فارس ويونس وسع صحي فارس ويونس وسع هاتي السكة هاتي المنجل هاتي السكة هاتي المنجل اوعى بيوم عن أرضك ترحل اوعى بيوم عن أرضك ترحل شجرات بلاد اللي عم تدبر شجرات البلاد اللي عم تدبل وشبابها قاعدين مرتاحة والخضر عن بلدي بيرحل والخضر عن بلدي بيرحل والغالي عيونه هاتي السكة هاتي المنجل هاتي السكة هاتي المنجل اوعى بيوم عن أرضك ترحل اوعى بيوم عن أرضك ترحل.
Thank you for that. Can you tell us maybe just a line of something that gives us an indication of why someone would be expelled for this song?
Because this song it says هات السكة هات المنجل. السكة and المنجل, give me the سكة and المنجل to flip the dirt in the land, the soil. And then after هات السكة هات المنجل اوعى بيوم عن أرضك ترحل. Never one day leave your homeland. So this is enough, this phrase. بعدين شجرات البالي, my homeland trees, they're dying. and our they're dying, and our شبابنا قاعدين مرتاحة, and our youth is sitting doing nothing about it. والخضر, it's a name of a bird leaving my homeland. في الغربة, living in other countries. في الغربة عيونه, his eye نواحة. في الغربة, the eyes are sad because he's in another, or they in another country. Then Muhammad get up and water the plants. It says, plant and collect and return dignity.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And a reminder, in environments of fascism and colonialism, is how even an image or a metaphor, the state can be so violent against, because we're talking about freedom.
Yeah,
we're talking about revolution, right?
Yes. In my time, you used to go 6 months to jail if you can't put the Palestinian flag on your house because they'll come to the house. So we used to put it in the electricity wires, put 2 stones from 2 different corners, and we throw it and it hangs. If they knew who put it, 6 months in jail.
Wow.
Yes. So it's crucial, and I'm so surprised with a society like this, going through, if they're Europeans or Americans or wherever they're from. First, my idea about the whole world, that we all share this earth and we should be allowed to live everywhere.
Yes.
But these people, they come and from sadness and suffering to make other people suffer like this without any feelings. It's a little weird. It's like you wouldn't expect it. And for many years, for like 75 years, this going on with America's help, and it's just crazy.
Well, I will share with you that I really believe that it's in cycles of trauma. If when you don't heal a trauma, you are destined to repeat it, and this is why people who were abused as children become abusers, because they've never healed that trauma, and then they turn it outward and keep perpetuating it, right?
Yeah, they never feared, they never faced the fear from the Holocaust. Actually, I played Rosh Hashanah with a friend of mine, a rabbi. He's pro-Palestine. He made his community, their small group of Reformed Jewish people, loving, amazing, and he made them say free for Palestine for 30 times. That it become normal from their in their system. I loved it. I was like, Zach, yes, yeah.
What a beautiful practice. I mean, isn't that what we do as artists? We repeat and repeat and repeat until it becomes second nature, right?
Because they were taught that this is wrong for 75 years.
Right, and all the people who are quote unquote afraid to say free Palestine, if we could just say it and say it and say it and say it until it becomes clear, what are we afraid of?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
And it's the right thing to say. Free the whole world, actually.
Yes.
And capitalism, the problem is even bigger than Palestine.
Of course.
Capital system and the money system have to change. Something else have to happen because it's not working.
Yeah.
It's working for America and for colonialists, but not for the rest of the world.
Right. Yeah. I'd like to invite in Clarissa, because we want to also make sure we have time to hear some of Clarissa's music.
Yes.
And Clarissa, when you're ready, please turn on your camera. And I hear that you two know each other and recently played together.
Yeah, we performed at the Oud Festival. It was so much fun.
That's wonderful. Welcome, Clarissa. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Can you hear me?
Hi,
Yes, we
Chris.
can.
Hey, Zafer, how are you? Beautiful set.
Good to
Beautiful
see you. Thank you so
scenery.
much.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm gonna tell folks a little bit about Clarissa.
Should
Zafar,
I?
can you?
Yes, I'm gonna turn off the mic.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, it could be Clarissa's. We have a little echo.
Oh, should I?
Just mute for a moment. Alrighty, so thank you, little tech for musician sound. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Clarissa, and then we'll hop off, and Clarissa can play for us. But Clarissa Bitar is a Los Angeles-based and Bay Area-based Palestinian oud musician and composer. With a background in music and specialization in ethnomusicology from UC Santa Barbara, Clarissa's musical journey has been enriched by training under esteemed Arab oud players such as Simon Shaheen, Bassam Saba, and others. Clarissa's music has garnered attention across diverse mediums, including Netflix, radio, film, multiple online platforms, which you should totally check out, and reflecting a universal appeal and impact of their artistry, which is so true. Noteworthy releases include a collaborative poetry and oud EP with Palestinian poet Mohammed Al-Kurd, titled Belly Dancing on Wounds, and their solo EP, Bayati. And I also want to acknowledge that some of the music you've heard earlier in this live stream, 24 Hours for Palestine, sometimes when we've had a slide up or a transition, we've played some of Clarissa's music. So Clarissa's been very much a part of the whole experience, and we're so happy that you could join us live. So Clarissa, take it away. Tell us some things about yourself, your music, and play for us.
Thank you. Thank you for that intro. I started playing the guitar when I was a kid, but my teacher was an American guy, and he was basically a lot of classic rock and Van Halen and stuff like that. So I didn't have the chance to actually learn Arabic music until I got to college, and I always loved Arabic music, and I grew up around it. And my dad, he has an amazing voice, and he would always be singing to me, and so. I was really blessed to grow up around the music, and also I grew up next door to my grandparents, who are from my dad's father's from Jerusalem. He grew up in the old city, and then my grandmother is from Bethlehem, and so they also were my next door neighbors, and grew up around a lot of music. So I was super blessed when I started learning the oud, actually, because I felt like it was like an easy transition for me to pick up, and I fell in love with it. I switched my major to music, and the rest was history. Now I'm a full-time musician. I'm really happy to be here to play some music for you all, and I'm happy that I was able to make it to this live stream, and I'm gonna start off with a little ta'asim, and then I'm gonna go into a song that actually one of my teachers also showed me, which he told me in this very sweet context that was this song that his mother used to sing for him and his siblings, to help put them to sleep. And they were in the north of Palestine. So I used to just think of that like as like a really sweet lullaby song, and I just love this idea of lullabies as like this special thing that people would sing to their children, and especially I have like memories of my grandmother also singing lullabies to me, these in Arabic, and I'm gonna play one of those tracks, and after Ta'asim, and if we have time for something else, maybe a little something else, but we'll see. I hope you guys enjoy the music. All right, I have one more for you guys. This is a Palestinian folk song. And it's my take. It's not one I composed, but my take on it. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Such beautiful playing and such beautiful songs. Thank you, Clarissa, so much for joining us. Always wonderful to have you in any ensemble or event. And really, really glad you could make it tonight. And thank you for all your beautiful music and work. I am going to introduce us to a couple of artists who wanted to participate and weren't able to be here live and sent in some music videos. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about that, and then I get to DJ some music videos, which I'm very excited about for the rest of our hour. Artist named Tarik Kazaleh, or aka Eccentric, is a Palestinian-American multimedia artist, woodworker, musician, and MC from Oakland, California, considered one of the originators of Arab hip-hop and a founding member and producer of the seminal hip-hop group Arab Summit. He recently produced Naima Shalhoub's first studio record, Zafer, as well as wrote, directed, and shot the videos for 2 album singles since Israel's genocide in Gaza began. Tarik's Arab funk jazz fusion project, the Shadow Band, has played countless fundraisers and community events around the San Francisco Bay Area. And since Tarik couldn't be with us, they did send in a video, and we get to be treated to a homemade music video, which is about 5 or 6 minutes long. So let's hear it.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
My name is Tarik Kazaleh, aka Eccentric, and this is
Kazaleh.
And we're very thankful that you are all tuned in to 24 Hours for Palestine, and we just are here to lend our support and to do a little bit of music for you guys. I hope you enjoy it. We'll take it off. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, how amazing is it to see Tarik's daughter playing percussion in the background? That was incredible. Thank you, Tarik, for sending that video in. We are coming toward the end of the session, but I did want to invite Zafer and Clarissa back for a minute if you'd like to say a few words about this whole idea of music for liberation and the role of music in liberation movements. I'd love to invite you back on screen. And we can talk for a minute. We're going to close out with one more video that's only 3 minutes long, but I did want to give you both a chance to say a few words before we wrap up tonight. And I know it's super late for you, Zafer. Do you want to? Yes. Do you want to start?
Yes, I'll start. I just think songs and music and art in general, it's infuses. I remember when we used to think about Palestine, we used to hear songs, or I remember my father's friend, he used to bring the oud, and we would sing songs for Sheikh Imam. He's a blind revolutionary singer from Egypt who sang for Palestine so much. He spent half of his life in jail, in Egyptian jails, because he sang against the king or against the unfair. He's very famous. So this guy, he used to come sing, and this is how I grew up. So it's amazing. It pushes you to stand up for what's right, for to stand up with the poor people who are suffering, because we experience some of it, but not as bad as Gaza. Gaza is like 10 times more. That's all.
Thank you, Zafer. Clarissa, your thoughts?
Yeah, echoing that. It's for me like so much of my connection. I grew up my entire life in diaspora, and so much of being able to stay connected for me and to not just my culture, but like my culture in an important way where it felt that I was also prioritizing speaking up about what's going on because I didn't like feeling like so disconnected on one level, but also, that we have such a deep and rich tradition and like deep history and connection to all these things that I think it's easy to get distracted from. And I think that sometimes people who grow up in diaspora will like have this, maybe get bullied, or maybe sometimes choose an easier route of like abandoning their identity, or like their connection to Palestine, or what that might be. And I think like music and art and all these things are like good anchors that you can stay connected and use as like vehicles to like also continue to push um political strong political messaging and all of that. So yeah, I do think it's a very important, and if our enemies are using it, then we have to use it also like in the other way. So yeah, that's
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I grew up in diaspora too. I'm Lebanese American, and I was born and raised in the States. And I think that, like what you're saying about art and culture and music helping us understand who we are and reclaim who we are, because you know, um, I was mentored by so many civil rights leaders and artists of the civil rights movement generation in the United States. And music was the heartbeat, the pulse, the driver of that movement. You know what I mean? And we get so indoctrinated here in the States too to not be proud of our Arab identities, right? Or to be afraid to say who we are because it's not safe sometimes. And it's really also been for me as an artist, art and culture and music has been that journey back to understanding who I am and my cultural roots and how to participate in global movements.
Yeah, I was just thinking that's like a part of like a big, I think an important thing right now, especially like with what we're seeing and happening and like the cusp of like a lot of discussions that are being had, like, and a lot of younger people are coming out and like I'm feeling less afraid to actually say like, oh no, I'm actually Palestinian, and I'm not afraid to say that. I'm not going to apologize for being Palestinian, or I'm not going to be like bullied into just being told that I'm this or that because I'm Palestinian. So I think it's like an important reclamation, yeah, that like we are seeing a turning point right now happening.
Yes. And I think as artists, as musicians, you all are really a part of that, are leaders in that process. They say culture shifts before policy does. It always takes the politicians a while to catch up to the will of the people. And I think if we've seen anything in the last 2 years, it is that the tides have turned and the cultural shift has happened for the liberation of Palestine. And we're just pushing and until the politicians catch up with the will of the people. And I thank you for being a part of it. So I'm gonna turn now to our last music video for the music session, talk about musicians and artists participating in movements. We have a video sent in by Simone Moushabeck, who is a Palestinian American percussionist and accordionist living in New Orleans. He learned the rick from his uncle and later studied with masters of Arabic music tradition, including Simon Shaheen, who we've mentioned more than once, Bassam Saba, and more. Simon Moushabeck plays a modified accordion that enables him to play Arabic maqam and other microtonal music from areas near and around the Arab world. And the following video was sent to us by Simon, and it's a group called the Hanun Brass Band, which is part of a wider movement called NOLA Musicians for Palestine, which is a group of New Orleans-based musicians dedicated to solidarity with the Palestinian people. And you can find NOLA Musicians for Palestine out in the streets performing Palestinian and Arab music for New Orleans protests and actions. And they sent us this fabulous studio music video, which we're going to play for you now.
بدي تلاقيني أنا لأهلي أنا بديهم أنا ضمي فلسطيني 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 أنا ضمي فلسطيني
I hope you enjoyed that incredible bit of inspiration. I know that's going to keep me jamming all night long. And thank you so much for joining us for Music for Liberation. I'm going to tell you what's coming up next. Next up, we are having a testimony from Gaza.